There's a term out there called Pure O. There are a couple questions on here about Pure O, so I think a lot of you have probably heard of it, or you might be familiar with it to some degree. And it stands for purely obsessional OCD. And initially, that term kind of came out of this phenomenon that people with OCD and specialists like myself were noticing was that there are people who spend most of the day just caught up in obsessional thinking, very repetitive thought patterns over and over and over again. A lot of which was distressing and distracting and time consuming from them, but there were no outward visible compulsions the person was engaging in response to this obsessional thinking. But what we're seeing more and more and really starting to understand is that even if someone is experiencing what has been termed pure O, or they think of it as pure O, there is almost always some sort of mentally compulsive process going on. Meaning it's not just purely obsessions that are running through the person's head. It's not just intrusive thoughts. It's not just images. It's not just memories. Usually that stuff comes first, and then there is an actual kind of mental response to it. So common things could be, okay, this memory I don't like keeps coming into my mind. Let me make myself, or try to make myself, think of something more pleasant, think of something different. That is a mental compulsion, believe it or not. Again, it may seem like it's all obsessional, but that is a mental compulsion. You have the initial obsession, and then you're doing something in response to it, even if it's all happening within your own mind, within your own brain. Other common mental compulsions are things like mental review. So it could be coming back to something that has or may have happened or may never have happened, and trying to review the situation over and over and over and over and over again. And what's happening, whether or not we're fully aware of it, as the person's going through the mental review process, chances are they're trying to figure something out. So this is a compulsion I see all the time. It's called figuring it all out. It's this hyper analysis of things that have happened, maybe something you've done, something you've said, and you just keep coming back to it time and time again. And to some degree, my guess is you're trying to figure out exactly what happened. Did it happen the way I remember it? Did I do something wrong? Is there something that I need to do about this now? That kind of translates to this sense of hyper responsibility. I need to think about this over and over again till I can really truly figure out if I've done something bad, or if I need to make amends, or if there's any action to be taken here. So hopefully that makes some sense. Mental review, figuring it all out, mental analysis, these are all very common mental compulsions, and we do consider them compulsions. Other things people may be doing as far as any sort of mental compulsion is concerned, trying to kind of neutralize anything that's unpleasant that comes into their head. So boom, a thought pops in, it's something unwanted. That's why we call it intrusive. It's unwanted. You really don't want to think about it. It's really bothering you that it's coming to your head in the first place. So let me neutralize it. Bad thought, I got to neutralize it with a good thought. So it's like the memory example I gave earlier. Okay, that this doesn't feel good. I don't like having this here. It's really upsetting. So let me make every active mental effort I can to think of something different. This is distraction. It is distraction. And that can become a mental compulsion as far as trying to neutralize thoughts or replace a bad thought with a good thought.